this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious
What's up and welcome to another edition of the Big Nerd Pub Quiz, coming to you live on YouTube and on Facebook. Hope everyone's well. Yes, it's their first quiz of December, if you can believe that. Yeah, we've been doing this for 9 entire months, and yeah, we're coming to you live from the Harbourside studios tonight. I see with a fancy green screen. Bring you 8 rounds, 6 questions each of tricky trivia. Your weekly trivia fix coming to you from the Big Nerd Pub Quiz. I'm your host, Mark Hughes, as always, bringing you the questions. I hope you're all set for tonight. So yeah, we got a Christmas quiz coming up as well. I haven't decided when I'm going to do that and take my break for the holidays. But yes, rest assured, going to be delivering them over the break for you guys wherever you are. So yes, let's just keep cracking on and see what's on tonight's quiz. Just a couple of announcements. This is how you play if you haven't done it before. Big Nerd Pub Quiz, really, really simple. All you have to do is access the answer sheet below in the description of the video. Open up the Google form and all the questions are there, all the answers are there. I'll be reading out the questions as we go along. Pop in your email address and then just answer the questions as I ask them. 8 rounds, 6 questions each, only 1 correct answer per question. Once this quiz is finished, simply hit submit. And you'll get your answers at the very end. But do stick about to see how you got on. It's recommended that you stream the quiz on a laptop or TV and play using the Google form on your phone or other device. Good luck and have some fun out there. Yes, the Big Nerd Pub Quiz coming at you live every Sunday at 8 p.m. on Harbourside Radio. And we're making some fantastic programs here. You should check out all the stuff that we're making. Did our first community show here for the people of Warren Point. Some fantastic interviews in there tonight. So fair play to Anna, Connor, and Sarah, who helped me compile that show today. It's been a long day. I literally produced a radio show today, and then I'm straight here producing a quiz back to back. So yes, do pardon me if I am a little bit sluggish this evening. Don't forget to give me a follow on all the different social media channels on Big Nerd Pub Quiz on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and smash that like and subscribe button there. Share the Big Nerd Pub Quiz with your friends if you're enjoying it. And don't forget, you can play all these fantastic specialty quizzes that we've been doing throughout the year. We've got 9 months worth of quizzes in there. A couple of Star Trek ones, Star Wars, Disney, Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, you name it, we've done it. But yes, the Christmas quiz is coming up. I'm going to do a massive Christmas themed quiz before the new year. And I might actually just take a break for a couple of weeks because this is pretty hard work, I have to say. Don't forget, you can hire the Big Nerd Pub Quiz for any socially distanced events that are out and about there. It's fully customizable with all sorts of questions for you to take part in. It's affordable, super easy to set up. A number of people have got in touch with me about doing socially distanced quizzes already. Give us an email, bignerdpubquiz@gmail.com, if you want to find out how you can get involved with that. Yes, of course, we're moving on tonight. Let's get fired on with tonight's quiz here. And like I said, yeah, a little bit festive. I've got my Back to the Future Christmas jumper. And big shout out to Ryan, who actually he pointed out to me it's not 1.21 gigawatts, 1.21 jingawatts. I should actually do a Back to the Future quiz because I know there's a lot of people out there would love that. But anyway, we're sticking with general knowledge tonight. Here's your first round this evening. It's all about general knowledge or stuff that's been happening in the news. Yes, 6 questions, all about stuff that's just been happening over the week. I should really just change it to current affairs. You know, it's just, like I said, the one way you can get full marks in this quiz, just read a newspaper for the week and you'll do all right. So anyway, here we go. Round 1, question number 1, Big Nerd Pub Quiz, 6th of December 2020. Here's your first question this evening. So, who won this year's I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here? That's round 1, question number 1. Who won this year's I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here? That's round 1, question number 1. Big change this year, as this was the first I'm a Celeb that didn't take place in Australia, happened in a castle in Wales, and for all intents and purposes, it was actually quite good. But yes, who won 2020 edition of I'm a Celeb? That's your first question of the evening. Maybe you were watching it. Hey, I can see people on the chat giving out the answers. Try not to do that. If you want to shout out, of course, by all means. I'm looking at you, Donna. Moving on, here we go. Next question here. Round 1, question 2. It's been announced that Crock of Gold. It's a new documentary by Julian Temple about which punk folk singer. Alright, so yes, round 1, question 2. Very topical at the moment. If you think about it, it's Christmas. Round 1, question number 2. Crock of Gold is the new documentary by Julian Temple about which punk folk singer. That's your second question tonight, round number 1. Moving on, round 1, question 3. I always seem to include these because there always seems to be a brand new space mission every week. And you know I love space stuff. But a probe landed on Earth containing samples of an asteroid this week. But which country launched the mission? Now, it's not an alien probe. This mission was launched a couple of years ago, landed on an asteroid, and actually managed to take samples of it back to Earth. But which country launched this mission? The actual landing site was in Australia. Figure if that's where you're going to land something, you know, it's a big target. You can get away with that. But a probe landed on Earth in Australia containing samples of an asteroid this week, but which country launched the mission? Don't worry, if you've got 4 options there in your answer sheet, which is in the description of this video, either on YouTube or on Facebook. Moving on to the next question. This one for all you sports fans out there, but round 1, question 4. Which team won the Rugby Autumn Nations Cup this week? Basically the Autumn Internationals, but they've decided to kind of brand it and give it a kind of something to win for. But big rugby fans out there have been watching it so soon after the Six Nations having been postponed from the springtime. Which team won the Rugby Union Autumn Nations Cup, or as I like to call it, the Autumn Internationals Cup, this week? It's round 1, question 4. Moving on to your next question, sticking with sports. But how many women make up the 6 nominees for the BBC Sports Personality of the Year 2020? The nominees were announced last week. It's considered to be one of the most prestigious prizes in sport. Given the fact that it's not really an actual it's not about, well, it is about sporting activity, but Sports Personality of the Year, it's a big prize. But out of the 6 nominated for it, how many women are included in that 6? It's round 1, question 5. And round 1, question 6. You might have heard about it in the news, but what's the name of the retail tycoon who is the head of the Arcadia Group, includes such brands Dorothy Perkins, Topshop, Topman, Burton. Going into administration due to lack of sales. Again, another casualty of the COVID. What's the name of that retail tycoon? Who is the head of the Arcadia Group? That's your final general knowledge question there this evening. A quick roundup of those questions there. So, yes, who won this year's I'm a Celeb? That's round one, question one. Round one, question two. Crock of Gold. The new documentary by Julian Temple is about which punk folk singer? 3. A probe landed on Earth containing samples of an asteroid this week, but which country launched that mission? 4. Which team won the Rugby Autumn Nations Cup this week? Number 4, how many women make up the 6 nominees for the BBC Sports Personality of the Year 2020? And 6, what's the name of the retail tycoon who is the head of Arcadia Group? It's just facing administration in the news this week. Okay, so 1 down, 7 to go. I hope you're all well this week. Big shout out to Donna Raysdale, who's clearly watching and playing the quiz on Facebook. So hello to you, but try not to post the answers on the Facebook chat. But yeah, if you are looking to shout out, by all means, give us a follow on all the different social media channels here to the left on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel and check out all the fantastic programming which is happening on Harbourside Radio.com. Plenty of really cool stuff going on with the station. Anyway, moving on to the next round, and it's a music round, and it's all about 80s hits. Now, interestingly, I was very, very lazy, and actually 2 of the rounds that we're doing tonight are rounds that I've done before, but not in the public quiz. These 2 rounds I've done were for a private quiz that you did a couple of weeks ago, and I kind of figured I'd recycle it, given the fact that I haven't done them yet, but Rebecca, if you're playing tonight, you and your family have played these before. So this one is all about 80s hits, general 80s hits in music. So here we go, round 2, question number 1. So who duetted with Canadian singer Bryan Adams on the 1985 hit It's Only Love? It's round 2, question 1. So, round 2, question 1. Who duetted with Bryan Adams on the 1985 hit It's Only Love? So it's round 2, question 1. Round 2, question 3. So who had a dream of winning the World Cup in 1982? Yes, this was a hit for one of the home nations teams that was taking part in that particular World Cup. Back in the day when football teams would release singles. Weird as that sounds. But who had a dream of winning the World Cup in 1982? So that's round 2, question 2. Who had a dream of winning the World Cup in 1982? We give you a clue, it's one of the home nations. But who had a dream of winning the World Cup in 1982? Moving on, round 2, question 3. What nationality was Falco who had a hit with Rock Me Amadeus in 1986? So you might have heard this song, Dr. Zayas, Rock Me Amadeus, parody, but what nationality was Falco who had a hit with Rock Me Amadeus in 1986? One of those bizarre Europop songs from that decade. Round 2, question 3. Round 2, question 4. This is one for all you heavy metal fans out there. I know there are a few, but who had number one albums in the 1980s with Number the Beast and Seventh Son of a Seventh Son? So that's round 2, question 4. So who had number one albums in the 1980s with Number of the Beast? And a seventh son of a seventh son. Cracking group. I was actually meant to see them this year. But that's round 2, question number 4. Your next question, 80s hits. What song became Madonna's first UK number 1 in 1985? So which song became Madonna's first UK number 1 in 1985? It's amazing considering she's been going that long. But what song was Madonna's first ever UK number 1? This might actually surprise you, actually. It's one of those ones. It took her a while to break into that top slot. But she did it, and kept going. But there's round 2, question 5. And round 2, question 6. So yes, probably more famous in the 90s, got their name from a song from which 80s new wave band? So yes, this was actually one of the tracks from one of their albums. It's where they got the name from. So Radiohead got their name from a song by which 1980s new wave band? That's your final question of 80s hits. And there's your roundup. Tracks from that era. So who duetted with Bryan Adams on the 1985 hit It's Only Love? 2. Who had a dream of winning the World Cup in 1982? 3. What nationality was Falco, who had a hit with Rock Me Amadeus? Number 4. Who had number 1 albums in the 1980s with Number of the Beast, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son? 5. What song became Madonna's first UK number 1 hit in 1985? And finally, Radiohead got their name from a song by which 80s new wave band? Round 2, question 6. So yes, interesting round that. But yes, the next round that I'm going to do, again, I'm being extremely lazy because I was producing a fantastic community radio program here on Harbourside Radio this afternoon and really didn't have time to write the quiz. So I kind of, like I said, recycled the round that I did for a private one. And it's very niche, I have to say. But, you know, give it a stab. Let's see how you do. Round 3 is all about a particular institution of films. And they are the Carry On films. Yes, the likes of Kenneth Williams, Charles Hawtrey, Sid James, Barbara Windsor, screen legends of comic cinema of the UK and Britain from the 60s and 70s. With their kind of unique blend of bawdy British sex humour. But yes, this particular chap really into Carry On movies, so I wrote an entire round about them. Let's see how you get on. Let's see if you guys can do as well as he did. But here we go. So round 3, question number 1. So which was the first film in the Carry On series? So round 3, question number 1 came out in 1959. And one of about 27. I think there was something like 27 different movies. Sorry, 31 actually. Between 1958. But yes, which was the first Carry On movie? This is round 3, question number 1. Round 3, question number 2. There he is, legend Sid James. Well, which Carry On film was the first to feature comic legend Sid James in one of the roles? Became one of the prominent cast members, but wasn't actually in the first one. But which Carry On film was the first to feature comic legend Sid James? So that's round 3, question 2. Round 3, question 3. What was the name of the famous film studios that were home to the Carry On franchise? Yes, these were particularly famous film studios in England where all the movies were produced. Well, what was the name of that famous film studios which were home to the Carry On franchise? That's round 3, question 3. Round 3, question 4. Which Carry On film features a young Barbara Windsor famously losing her bikini top whilst exercising? Yes, Barbara Windsor, landlord of the Queen Vic in EastEnders. But which Carry On film featured a young Barbara Windsor famously losing her bikini top whilst exercising? It's round 3, question 4. Next one, round 3, question 5. Who appeared in more Carry On films? Kenneth Williams or Charles Hawtrey? Both camp legends of British comedy of the 60s and 70s, but who appeared in more Carry On films? Kenneth Williams or Charles Hawtrey? And final question here. So yes, the final Carry On movie was called Carry On Columbus, but what year did that final film come out in? Starring an all-star cast including Berta Cribbins, Maureen Lipton, Alexi Sale, Rick Mail, Julian Clary, and Nigel Planner. I actually have an Amazon Alexa Echo in the room here because we've got access, our radio station can be accessed via Amazon Echo. And what's crazy is that when I said Alexi Sale, it started flashing. So I just rushed over and knocked it off there. But what year did the final Carry On movie come out? Carry On Columbus. And there's your roundup there of Carry On film questions. So what was the name of the first Carry On film? 2, which movie was the first to feature comic legend Sid James? 3, what was the name of the famous studios which were home to the franchise? Give you a clue, Star Wars and James Bond was also filmed there. 4, which Carry On movie has a young Barbara Windsor losing her bikini top whilst exercising? Who appeared in more movies, Kenneth Williams or Charles Hawtrey? And what year was the final Carry On film released? Carry On Columbus. Anyway, sorry, not worst Kenneth Williams impression I could ever do. But yes, I still love watching those movies when they were repeated on Channel 4 years and years and years ago, and they're just silly, like, you know. But I think they're really fantastic acting in it as well. Anyway, we're sticking with historical events in this next round. It's all about history and politics, but we're doing history this time, and it's all about World War II. Now, this is one of those ones where I'm giving you a series of 6 key events which took place during World War II. All I'm asking for you to do is to put them in order in which they took place, starting with the earliest and finishing with the latest. So I think you remember from listening in history class back in school. Well, let's see how well you do. So anyway, round 4, place those events in order in which they took place. So yes, starting from the top left there, the Battle of Britain, VA Day, Pearl Harbor, VJ Day, Dunkirk, and Poland invaded. So 6 pivotal events which took place during the Second World War, but I want you to put them in order from the earliest to the latest. So if you think that the Battle of Britain was the earliest event to take place, then put it at number 1. If you think VAA Day was number 2, put it at number 2. You can kind of figure, like, you know, VE Day and VJ Day probably towards the end of the war. Same with, like, Poland being invaded. Battle of Britain slightly earlier, but which Which took place first? Was the Battle of Britain, VE Day, Pearl Harbor, VJ Day, Dunkirk evacuation, and Poland invaded? I'll leave these up for you for a while to work them out. Some events happened in the same year, yes, but which events took place first? Put them in order. So Battle of Britain, VE Day, Pearl Harbor, VJ Day, the Dunkirk evacuation, and Poland invaded. So yes, if you think VJ Day happened first, put it number 1. If you think Dunkirk happened 2, put it in number 2. Poland invaded number 3, put it in number 3, and work your way down until you filled all 6. Okay. Place those World War II events in order in which they took place. The Battle of Britain, VE Day, Pearl Harbor, VJ Day, the Dunkirk evacuation, and the invasion of Poland. That's your round 4. It's been a while since we've done one of these put things in order rounds, but I thought, smashing this quiz together at the last minute, thought, why not? Haven't done one about wars in a while, so yes. Place those World War II events in order in which they took place. The Battle of Britain, of course, was the famous standalone fight of the RAF versus the Luftwaffe above skies of southern England. Pearl Harbor obviously initiated the Americans' entry into the war. VE Day, Victory in Europe Day, and VJ Day, Victory in Japan Day. But which took place first? Was it VE Day or VJ Day? The Dunkirk evacuation, famously made into a movie in 2017, directed by Christopher Nolan, starring Cillian Murphy, Tom Hardy. But yes, which of those events took place earlier? I'll tell you the years and the dates in which they took place at the end of the quiz. Yes, one more minute on that, and then we'll move on to the next round after some parish notices to read out. So Battle of Britain, VE Day, Pearl Harbor, VJ Day, the Dunkirk evacuation, and the invasion of Poland. That's round 4. Questions 1 through 6. Alright, let's move on. Yeah, like I said, it's been a while since we've done those. I've reached the halfway point of the quiz. 4 down, 4 to go tonight on Big Nerd Pub Quiz on the 6th of December. Only a couple of weeks to Christmas. I wonder if you've got all your Christmas shopping done. I've only done some of it. Most of it ordered online. But yes, the lockdown kind of coming to an end in certain parts of the UK. In the Northern Ireland, it's still here until about Thursday or Friday. And then the normal shops can reopen again. And hopefully pubs and restaurants as well, but pubs that only serve food, which is unfortunate because I could go for a pint. But anyway, a couple of other wee notices to make there. Don't forget, Harbourside Radio, fantastic new radio station happening out of here in the heart of Warren Point, County Down. You can listen to it online on harboursideradio.com. It's also accessible if you say to your Alexa device, open my tuner and ask for Harbourside Radio Warren Point. You get access to some fantastic programs. And there's tons of amazing shows that we got lined up for you during the week. We got everything from indie to rock, blues to folk, 80s to country, hip-hop to electronica, and we got loads of spoken word stuff and the quiz as well, all on the radio station. And don't forget, there's some really, really cool prizes that we're running through our sister website, Harbourside Competitions. We're giving away a Crash Stratocaster guitar, Eric Clapton replica, which you can get your hands on. It's a Ronnie Hanlon custom-made guitar. Check that out at harboursidecompetitions.com. It's your chance to win. It's a fantastic draw. It's only £10 per entry. So if you know anyone who's a music aficionado, this is one not to be missed. This is a guitar pretty much the same as Eric Clapton has. So yes, it's a Ronnie Hanlon guitar available from harboursidecompetitions.com. Don't miss it. Alright, moving on to our next one. And it's the one that people either love or hate. It's the sports round. However, thought this one would be an interesting one. This one's all about fictionalized sports. So a nice wee blend of literature and film and TV here for you to test your mind. So fictionalized sports teams. Let's see how well you get on with this. It's either sports or sports events. So here we go. Round 5, question number 1. What was the name given to the machines in the extreme racing competition featured in Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace? I don't know if you guys have been watching it, but like, I'm a massive fan of The Mandalorian. It's possibly one of the best things to happen to Star Wars in years. Huge fan, lovely to see it. Round 5, question 1. What's the name given to the machines in the extreme racing competition featured in Star Wars Episode 1? It's round 5, question number 1. Actually, I have to say, you know what? I don't think Phantom Menace is that bad. Attack of the Clones, on the other hand, meh. Anyway, round 5, question number 2. What fictional character invented the game which involves dropping sticks from a bridge and racing them down a body of water? This is round 5, question number 2. It's all about fictional games and sports, but yes. Which fictional character invented a game which involves dropping sticks from a bridge and racing them down a body of water? It's round 5, question number 2. Round 5, question 3. In which Harry Potter book is the last Quidditch scene depicted in the Potter universe? I'm not talking about the movies, I'm talking about the books. And interestingly, I'm not a big Harry Potter fan, but I was reading up about J.K. Rowling, and she said she absolutely hated writing the Quidditch scenes because she just couldn't figure out any ways to kind of describe them any more than the way she could. Also, the name Quidditch is something she just came up with, just kind of after writing loads of words down beginning with Q. But in which Harry Potter book is the last Quidditch scene depicted? It's round 5, question number 3. All you Potterheads out there. If you're into Harry Potter, we have done a Harry Potter quiz, which you can find on the channel youtube.com/BigNerdPubQuiz. Give it a go. The quizzes are still up there. Questions are still up there. You can play them at any time. Test your knowledge out on multiple questions and universes. Round 5, question 4. Matt Stone and Trey Parker, the creators of South Park, directed and starred in which 1998 film which featured a hybrid of which two sports? The name of the movie. It's quite funny. It's classic, actually. I really like it. But Matt Stone, Trey Parker, the guys, the geniuses behind South Park and Team America World Police, directed which 1998 film, the title of which was a hybrid of which two sports? That's them there in Tiananmen Square. Again, why, I don't know, but there they are. Matt Stone, Trey Parker. Very, very clever guys. Actually, also writers and creators of Book of Mormon. But what was the movie? What was their 1988 movie? What was the hybrid two sports? Moving on, round 5, question 5. Big Star Trek one, because you know I'm a Star Trek fan. A 3D version of which popular game is frequently seen in the original series of Star Trek? It's round 5, question 5. Yes, Spock there, played by Leonard Nimoy, was a fan of playing this game in his spare time. But a 3D version of which popular game is frequently seen in the original series of Star Trek? And that's round 5, question 5. And your final sports question tonight, round 5, question 6. What's the name given to the baseball-based game in the TV series Futurama? It's kind of like baseball, but it's got a ball like attached to like a tether, and I think people fly in it as well. A couple of episodes about it, and then go to see it, and Leela even plays for a team. What's the name given to the baseball-based game in the TV series Futurama? Created by Matt Groening, the creator of The Simpsons. Anyway, there's your roundup there of sports questions, all about fictional sports and games. But what was the name given to the machines in the extreme racing competition featured in Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace? 2, which fictional character invented a game which involves dropping sticks from a bridge and racing them down a body of water? 3, in which Harry Potter book is the last Quidditch scene depicted in the Harry Potter universe? 4. Matt Stone and Trey Parker, the creators of South Park, directed which 1998 film, the title which was a hybrid of which two sports? 5. A 3D version of which popular game is frequently seen in the original series of Star Trek? And finally, what's the name given to the baseball-based game in the TV series Futurama? All right, that's your sports round done for this evening. Only got a couple more to go, 3 more rounds to go this evening. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel and to the Facebook page, and follow all the social media channels here on Harbourside Radio. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and so is Big Nerd Pub Quiz. So like and share them all, and you can find some fantastic content that we're putting out on Harbourside Radio, including making these amazing drone shots like you see behind me tonight. Anyway, moving on to the next round, and it's all kind of like a history round / geography round, but let's see how you know your world heritage sites. Yes, many tourist destinations around the world use this as a badge of honor, and there's 2 actual quite distinct versions of a world heritage site. So they're either a natural site, which is a geologically or geographically original feature, and then there are also cultural ones, these are kind of man-made buildings, cathedrals, cities, towns, etc. But yes, these are fantastic collections of places, and yes, here's your questions all about World Heritage Sites. Let's see how well you know about these. So anyway, which country has the most World Heritage Sites in Europe with 55? So yes, round 6, question 1, with a total of 55. Actually tied, China is the other one, which has 55 as well. Every year there's a new place which is added to that list. But which country in Europe has the most World Heritage Sites? The total of 55 sites. Okay, it's round 6, question 1. Round 6, question 2. What's the name of the organization that awards and administers World Heritage Site status? That's round 6, question 2. Controversially, the Trump administration was looking to pull out of it. But probably the Biden administration will probably get them back in straight away. But round 6, question 2. What's the name of the organization that awards and administers World Heritage Sites status? Round 6, question 3. Which group of islands were the first to be awarded World Heritage status in 1978? And the reference number is number 1. So World Heritage Site number 1, even though there was several given that year, were given to this particular group of islands. So yes, what is World Heritage Site number 1? And like I said, yes, I've looked this up on their website, and yes, this is reference number 1. But which group of islands were the first to be awarded World Heritage status in 1978? We're moving on, round 6, question number 4. What's the name of the World Heritage Site located in County Meath in Ireland? One of only 3 which are located on the Isles or thereabouts of Ireland. Round 6, question 4. What's the name of the World Heritage Site located in County Meath in Ireland? Funny enough, I've never been. It's only down the road. Should give it a go, actually. Round 6, question 4. Moving on, round 6. Question number 5. Which capital city, designed by Oscar Niemeyer, was added to the World Heritage Register in 1987? Oscar Niemeyer was a very famous architect, designed the UN building in New York, several other amazing modernist international style buildings around the world. But he also designed this particular capital city as well, the entire thing, from scratch. It was only established in 1960. But which capital city, designed by Oscar Niemeyer, was added to the World Heritage Register a mere 27 years later in 1987? And your final question this evening. Which scientific site in the UK was added to the World Heritage list in 2019? It's a very famous place of scientific research. and again, relatively new. But which scientific site in the UK was added to the World Heritage Register in 2019? I believe China was meant to host this year's, but I guess it might have been put on hold due to the pandemic and everything. But round 6, question 6. Which scientific site in the UK, should give you a clue, was added to the World Heritage List last year in 2019? That's your final question there tonight, all about World Heritage sites. Wonder how many you visited and not even realised. But round 6, question 1. Which country has the most World Heritage sites in Europe? Standing with 55. 2. What's the name given to the organisation which awards and administers the World Heritage Site status? 3. Which group of islands were the first to be awarded in 1978 and a reference number 1? 4. What's the name of the site located in County Meath in Ireland? 5. Which capital city, designed by Oscar Niemeyer, was added to the World Heritage Register in 1987? And finally, what scientific site in the UK was added to the list in 2019? Alright, we've only got 2 more to go, and we've specialised this next particular round. Again, it's a general knowledge round, but there's one thing in common with all the answers. All the answers are in fact numbers. So yes, not testing your mathematical ability here, or am I? I might be. But yes, following answers to these following 6 questions are all numbers, are numerical based. Anyways, here we go. Round 7, question number 1. How many stripes are on the American flag? How many stripes are there on the American flag? I might just move that away. There it is. Quick look. Nope. You can see some of the previous rounds that we've been using there, but I'm moving that about. Have a look. 3, 2, 1. Nope. I'm going to keep that away. There you go. Another quick sneaky peek. But how many stripes are there on the American flag? They stand for the original colonies of the states, whilst the stars represent the current states. But how many stripes on the American flag? If you know the amount of colonies, you will know the amount of stripes. Round 7, question 2. How many Harry Potter books are there? Again, another Potter question, which is unusual for me given the fact that I'm not a Harry Potter fan. Round 7, question 2. How many Harry Potter books are there? I think there actually might be one more film than there are books. One of the movies were split into 2. But how many Harry Potter books are there in total? In the original series, in the original grouping of books, I'm not talking about Fantastic Beasts and plays. How many Harry Potter books are there? Round 7, question 3. This is taking you back to maths class. What's the third number of pi? Pi, the equation used to find out the circumference of a surface. But what's the third number? I'll give you a clue. It's 3.1 something, and then it goes on and on and on and on and on. But what's the third number of pi? It's round 7. Here's one for all you Disney heads. You might scratch your head at this. So this confused me, actually. But how many sisters does Ariel have in Disney's The Little Mermaid? Yes, it is referenced. I actually didn't even know this. I actually had to look it up. And it's like, gosh, it's right. But it's one of those little facts, one of those little details in the movie which people don't really tend to remember. But in Disney's The Little Mermaid, how many sisters does Ariel have? Round 7, question 4. Round 7, question 5. How many elements are there on the periodic table? Yes, the periodic table was devised by Russian chemist Dmitry Mendeleev as a way of cataloging and categorizing the different elements that make up the chemicals of the world. But how many are there on the periodic table? And there's a couple that always get added. I think there was a few added last year or a couple of years ago. But how many elements are there on the periodic table? It's round 7, question number 5. I'm only showing you a little snippet of it there, so it's not going to do you much good actually trying to count them. But how many elements are there on a periodic table? And finally, for all you K-pop heads out there, but how many members are there in K-pop group BTS? It's round 6, question 7. Question 7. Question 6 for round 7. There we go. Got it right in the end. How many members are in the K-pop group BTS? It's your final question, all about numbers. And there's your roundup. So go through those quickly again. How many stripes are there on the American flag? 2. How many Harry Potter books are there? 3. What's the third number of pi? 4. Disney's Little Mermaid. How many sisters does Ariel have? 5. How many elements are there on the periodic table? And 6. How many members are there of the K-pop group named BTS? Okay, that's your music, your numbers round wrapped up there for this evening. I actually love this song. I know it sounds crazy, but I've actually started to really get used to my kind of background library music that I play throughout these quizzes. And it's one of my particular favorite tracks. I love actually listening to this one. But yes, I get all my tracks, in just in case you're wondering, get them all from Epidemic Sounds, which is a Swedish music library, which you can register and use all for fully licensed, royalty-free music, which can be played on your YouTube channel and Facebook if you log and subscribe to them. It's a fantastic catalogue of music, and it's really worth actually using if you're a video creator like myself. Don't forget, smash and like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and don't forget to give a like and a follow and a share and subscribe to all the different social media channels on BigNerdPubQuiz and on HarboursideRadio.com. Anyway, we got one more round to get fired up with, and let's test your knowledge of Greek mythology. Yeah, pretty tough one, this one. I'm not gonna lie, but Greek mythology, let's see how well you know from all your different Greek gods and legends and heroes. So here we go. Round 8, question 1, final group of questions. Don't forget, once you hit submit on the answer sheet, you'll get your scores, but do stick about to see how you got on with the answers. But here we go. So, who was Zeus's wife? It's your first question of your Greek mythology round. Who was Zeus's wife? Round 8, question 1. So round 8, question 1. Who was Zeus's wife? Final question of the first question of the final last round. Moving on. Aphrodite was the goddess of what? That particular painting is Botticelli. Actually, you've seen it. It's in the Uffizi Gallery in Florence. Really worth seeing, actually. It's huge. It's pretty big. The only thing, if you look at Botticelli, he's not very good at drawing feet or hands. I guess one of the early Renaissance masters, but you know, it's one of those things, perfected everything else, all the kind of light and shading, but you know, haven't quite got the hands right. So yeah, if you look at his paintings, they're not that great. Yes, for round 8, question 2. Aphrodite is goddess of what? Greek goddess of what? Round 8, question 3. What did Prometheus steal from Zeus to give to the mortals? It's round 8, question 3. What did Prometheus steal from Zeus to give to mankind, the mortals? Round 8, question 3. Round 8, question 4. Who is the Greek god of war? I'm looking for the Greek god of war. Interesting that the Romans basically, a lot of the Roman gods are all used in the planets. But who was the Greek god of war? The Roman being Mars, 4th planet from the sun. But who was the Greek god of war? It's number 4. Here's your penultimate question for this evening. Round 8, question 5. Icarus flew too close to the what? Famous Greek legend. Also an allegory for many things. Icarus flew too close to what? Famous Greek tale. It's round 8, question 5. And there's your final question for this evening. Athena turned Medusa into what? That's round 8, question 6. Final question tonight. Got everything lined up. You got all your answers in there. Hit submit, and you get your scores straight away. Let me know how you got on. I want to see How everyone's doing? There's your roundup there of questions all about Greek mythology. So who is Zeus's wife? Round 8, question 1. Round 8, question 2. Aphrodite was the goddess of what? 3. What did Prometheus steal from Zeus to give to the mortals? Round 8, question 4. Who is the god of war? Round 8, question 5. Icarus flew too close to the what? And finally, round 8, question 6. Athena turned Medusa into a what? I am not going to lie, I am absolutely shattered after doing all that. And I'm just grateful that we've got all the way down to the very, very end, the last 8 rounds there. But yes, it's been a very, very long day putting together a fantastic show, which you should check out on our SoundCloud. If you want to listen to any of the programs that we do on Harbourside.radio.com, go ahead out to SoundCloud, look up Harbourside Radio, and check out our fantastic new program, Point Matters, which is produced by myself and Ana Gonzalez, and everyone who's been contributing to it on the station. Big thanks to them. Don't forget, check out Harbourside competitions to get your chance to win fantastic guitar from Ronnie Hanlon. It's a Crash Stratocaster replica as owned by Eric Clapton. Definitely not one to be missed. If you are a musician, tickets are only £10 for that. Anyway, let's move on. Let's see how you do with this one. Here's tonight's answers for Big Nerd Pub Quiz, 6th of December. We made it all the way to December, 9 months of this. And the winners of the I'm a Celebrity 2020 was Giovanna Fletcher. Crock of Gold is a new documentary all about Shane McGowan. Japan was the country that launched the mission to the asteroid to bring back samples, which landed this week. England won the Rugby Autumn Nations Cup this week. Won it yesterday. Or won it today, I think. Only one. Holly Doyle is the only female represented in the 6 nominees to make up Sports Personality of the Year. Holly Doyle, jockey. And Philip Green, Sir Philip Green, is the retail tycoon who's the head of the Arcadia Group, which is facing financial trouble this week. Your 80s quiz questions. Tina Turner duetted with Bryan Adams on It's Only Love in 1985. Scotland were dreaming about winning the World Cup in 1982 with their hit Dream of Winning the World Cup. Rock Me Amadeus were by the Austrian group Falco. Iron Maiden had the album's Number of the Beast and Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. Madonna's first UK #1 hit in 1985, Into the Groove. And Radiohead got their name from a song by Talking Heads. Round 3, your Carry On round there. So the first Carry On movie was called Carry On Sergeant. First one to feature Sid James, Carry On Constable. Pinewood was the home to the movies when they were made between 1958 and 1978. Carry On Camping starred Barbara Windsor losing her bikini top. Kenneth Williams appeared in more movies. I think, what was it? I think only about 2 more. Just let me double check that. But yes, the Carry On movies. Kenneth Williams starring in 25. Charles Hawtrey starring in 23. There you go. Just wanted to make sure I got those. And 1992 was the year the final Carry On movie, the final official Carry On movie, Carry On Columbus. Your round 4. So this is the order in which those events took place. So the invasion of Poland took place in 1939. The evacuation of Dunkirk took place in 1940, with the Battle of Britain taking place after it, also in 1940. Pearl Harbor attack took place December 7th, 1941. VE Day, May 1945, followed by VJ Day in August 1945. Round 5, your sports round. It was pod racing, so pods was the name given to the machines during the extreme racing in Star Wars Episode 1. Winnie the Pooh is the character that created Pooh Sticks. The clues in the name, so I actually wanted to make it a little bit more vaguer than that. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince is the last Harry Potter book that features Quidditch. Baseball and basketball make up the movie's title, Basketball. 3D chess is in Star Trek. And Blurnsball is the name of the sport as featured in Futurama. World Heritage Sites. Italy is the country in Europe with the most World Heritage Sites at 55. UNESCO is the company, the organization that run that particular scheme. The Galapagos Islands are World Heritage Site #1, awarded in 1978. Newgrange is the one of only 3 in the island of Ireland. Actually, one is actually technically not on the island itself. One is Skellig Michael, which is off the coast of Kerry. So technically only 2 on the island of Ireland. Newgrange and the Giant's Causeway, but yes, Newgrange being that one in County Meath. Brasilia is the capital city, designed by Oscar Niemeyer, added to the register in 1987. And Jodrell Bank, the giant space telescope, was the one scientific site located added to the list in 2019. Those numeracy questions there: 13 stripes in the American flag, 7 Harry Potter books, 3.1 fourth. 4 is the third number in pi. Ariel has 6 sisters. There are 113 elements on the periodic table, and there are 7 members in the K-pop band BTS. And finally, Hera is Zeus's wife. Aphrodite is the goddess of love and beauty. Prometheus stole fire from Zeus. Got him really annoyed. Ares is the god of war in Greece. Icarus flew too close to the sun, and Athena turned Medusa into a gorgon. Anyways, that's it for tonight, and I am absolutely knackered, I have to say, after doing all of that. But it is a pleasure to have you join us here on Big Nerd Pub Quiz every week. I have to say, really enjoyable to have you here. Yes, Big Nerd Pub Quiz is on every week here on Harbourside Radio.com. And like I said, always a pleasure to have you on. Don't forget, you can play all the different quizzes that we have on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Big Nerd Pub Quiz. Plenty of stuff in there to keep you entertained throughout the week if you get super bored. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. If you want to hire Big Nerd Pub Quiz, by all means get in touch. BigNerdPubQuiz@gmail.com. And yes, all that remains for me to say is good night. Have a great week. Stay safe, and I'll hopefully see you all guys soon. Next week, Sunday the 13th of November. That's obviously the wrong date. I tried changing this. Hold on. I tried changing this to something else. Hold on. Not 13th of November. Maybe I just screwed it up. I thought I saved this down. Anyway. No, I screwed it up. It's 13th of December. Anyway, screw it. Anyway, I will see you all again next week. Thanks for taking part, as always. And I'll see you all again soon. Take care. God bless. Stay safe. And I'll see you all again next week. Good night.